When I got the phone call that morning, it was a Friday, which was my day off at that time. And the person working as administrator here said, "It appears someone has died on our steps." I anticipated what ended up being true. One person who had nowhere else to go being murdered by another person who was walking around with untreated mental disease.
It was the most tragic thing I'd ever heard.
When I heard about the death of Johnny, it shook the principles of what we believe about this place. It is a sanctuary. It's where people come for peace. What I'm so proud about is our reaction to it.
It was really difficult for us, but we really came together as a community and as a family.
There was, on that very Sunday afterwards, the opportunity for people to redeem the steps and for prayer. We had a ceremony outside, freezing cold, and people just stood and listened, and it was quiet.
It wasn't to live in the moment, wallow in it, and then move on. It was to ask ourselves, why did Johnny die?
To take that tragedy and turn it into something really, really beautiful, which to me is absolutely a part of the hope that is offered in Christianity and in a life in Christ.
That was really incredibly moving.
To come here and see it, and to see the yellow tape all the way around what is usually a site for grace had become a crime scene, it was very deep and very heavy. The question on the table quickly became, what do we do about this?
Having experienced what this community was before, and knowing that there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good work here, I knew that this is a tragedy, but it's not the end of the story.
I moved in this community in 2009. I didn't have a car, and I was going down in my building, and I heard a lady saying, well, that's a Lutheran church on the corner. Now, I was born in Milwaukee, raised here, never been to this church. I said a prayer. I said, God, if this is a place that, you want me to attend, meet me there, so I'll know. That Easter Sunday morning, I walk in and I look up. It was so beautiful. There was an illumination here. And then around the corner comes this little lady, and her name is Dorothy. And she looks up at me and she says, well, hi. I'm familiar with that illumination. So God answered prayers.
When I walked into this church, one of the first things that I recognized was how inclusive it was and how diverse it was. I think it's so important to belong.
Regardless of your background, regardless of your current situation, Redeemer's a home for you.
I think that it's a congregation that has a clear mission, and I appreciate that.
As soon as you walked in the door, hey, how you doing? It was just kind of that big personal hug right off the bat. So I think for us, it was, if philosophy brought you in the door, the hug kept us here.
The very large capital campaign that we're embarking on now is to prepare the entire physical structure for the next 100 years or so of ministry. So many of the places have not been touched or renovated since 1954. It's nothing huge or fancy or out of the box or strange. All of those renovations will help us keep doing what we already know we do well and we feel deeply called to do.
A lot of us as members feel that we want to do more.
We need to do something in regards to the mental health issues we have in the Black community, because we do have mental health issues.
There is something that we can do about this. There has to be a place where people can go, where they can learn skills, where they can get resources, or where they can just have somebody to listen.
If someone had been murdered on the steps of their church, their instant reaction would be, oh my goodness, we have to get a security guard. We need to protect ourselves. But what we heard from Pastor Lisa is, oh my goodness, we need to open a mental health clinic.
We are planning to have a mental health clinic. It is a part of our big renovation efforts.
In order to interrupt the patterns of people in mental health crises being violently harmed, we want to have a different place where those who are practitioners in this space know about de-escalation and treatment and all of the other kinds of resources that are available.
Why would you spend $4.5 million on a building without a clear understanding of what its mission is, and certainly to reach out and to be a center, to provide a safe place for people who need help to re-engage, I think is an important part of the ministry of this congregation. I wouldn't give money to any organization unless I thought the mission was clear and important and was sustainable.
We just don't provide enough care for people who really need it. And so having a clinic at a church in a neighborhood, this is a site that makes a whole lot of sense.
So inside of this box here, there are about 6,000 bees and one queen. She's Eastern.
The bees are interesting.
Redeemer has bees on the roof.
Where I visited.
I didn't know anything about honeybees when they first arrived.
Release the queen into.
And I started to learn about them, and I realized that
put honey up on top, and what we did is to
what their normal activity is a great way for understanding what our everyday regular activities as Christians could be. We are a colony of diverse people with diverse things that we do, just like the bees. Each of them has a different job. We come together here in this space for rejuvenation, for spiritual nutrition, but then most of what we do is to go outside and to try to bring the values and the commitments that we learn and celebrate here to the wider world. So we're pollinating.
You know, as people of God, we have to protect the creatures that God has made. And it's been really cool, someone who loves honey, to be able to get honey from where I worship.
What it really speaks to is just the spirit and the heart of this place, which is all about activity, right? Finding ways to really just incorporate ourselves with the community and find ways to learn and grow.
There's a huge fear of an unknown, and I feel like the bees are a great metaphor in that, like they're misunderstood.
All the way until fall. Wow. All the way until the nectar
When
flows.
you understand it and you can see the basic of what they do and who they are, their purpose isn't harm. They're just different. When we learn what they do and you respect each other, you can work together and live together and have no issues, which is kind of nice.
It's important, I think, for those of us who believe that the call of Jesus Christ is one to serve, is to have places to serve, and to be able to do that in a place that's open to everyone.
any person is welcome. We're cognizant of all of the different things that make us unique, including race, age, sexual orientation, social status, socioeconomic status, zip code.
I really truly value how my children are able to see this work and grow as Christians and people of faith without judgment, without these expectations that we must fit in a box.
The people that are here are committed to the ministries of this church.
I think it's a great outlet for the community because they can come, they can get meals, they can hear the word, they can come to Bible study.
Serving God is not just about coming to church. It's about what you do out when you leave, because you are the church. This is important to show.
It's a place of hope. It's a place of community. We need that a lot.
What Redeemer offers to Milwaukee is proof positive that we find spaces, camaraderie, community together, regardless of those categories that people want to put us in. Pulled together as a community and with its diversity, we feel like we have something great to offer to Milwaukee that is marked by hope.
Give God your best, whatever your best may be.